Good morning and welcome back to the allotment and the channel on what is a very dank and miserable, gloomy day. Quite cold as well. So I've come down today, couple of little jobs to do. One is to move my strawberries from the back plot into their new raised bed at the other side. And then shift the compost, or the soil should I say, from where I normally plant my first lot of parsnips. So that's going to get put into a bed on the front plot. And then I'm going to look at tackling the shed and starting to strip down all the shelving in there. Yeah, it's like a disaster zone on the back plot there, just looking at it now. But the front's completely different. But before we do any of that, I'll just show you some of the things that I've got on with in this last sort of week or so that I've not shown you before. First of all, I'll show you some of the garlic that I put in at the beginning of last week. And I've put these in their cell trays. There's 48 there, and quite a lot of them are shooting now. And these ones I've taken tip off Jimmy over at plot 41B, and I'm going to plant these in containers. I've never done that in the past, and I'm going to have them in the greenhouse. So we'll see how we go. There's the onions at the back. As I say, they have a way to go before I put them out. It'll probably be another, well, we've got another couple of weeks before I start to think about where they're going. But these garlic are going into this greenhouse, and I'm going to bob them in those Hesco baskets. So they're going to go in there first of all. I've also planted my garlic outside in this bed, and I think I have got 7 rows of 12 in there. I can't see any signs of anything shooting here. Oh no, there's one there, I think. Yeah, there's one just coming through there, and that's the difference between having them in the greenhouse and having them outside. I've tickled these beds over so they're all looking nice and tidy. I took out the first of my fennel. It had to go. It's a shame, but it had to go. As I've said in the past, I don't really grow it to eat. I grow it for its flower. So they're down near the burning bin, but I'll certainly be growing some more. These have yet to be taken out. Probably next week I'll tackle those. I have repaired, as you can see, all the soil and the compost from the raised beds that were piled up there has now been shifted into the raised beds and across there as well. And I've repaired the borders of this bed and give that a tickle over, so that's ready to go. While I'm down here, I might as well let you in on a couple of plans that have sort of changed. I've introduced another 3 raised beds here. There's another one to go on that end there, and that still leaves a decent sized bed at that side. My parsnips are going to go in at this end here, and my strawberries are going to go into this one. But one of the major changes that I've made, or I'm going to make, is the 2 beds at the back, and this phormium and the sage and the like. Been thinking about the fruit trees and where they can go, and I've thought that I could possibly put one in at the end there They are just dwarf stock. They're like pillar trees. So one could go in at the end there, and then I may have one in the centre and then one at the very end here. I'm going to remove the phormium and I might put that in the garden up at the top. I'll take the eucharis out and put those in the garden as well. And what I'm thinking then is just over at this side, the fire pit's going to be around here somewhere, but I'm thinking to maybe just plant one of the fruit trees here. So it's possible that I could have on the plot 3 fruit trees in that area over there, 1 here, and the other one would be up in the garden. So yeah, it's not something that I'd planned, but I think that'd work quite well. You know, they're not massive trees, you know, and it'll just give a nice canopy there. The only thing that the sun is not, the tree's not going to affect the sun, because as we stand here, the sun comes from that side and comes all the way around. So they're not going to cast any shadow on anything of any importance. The log stores are going to be there. So I just thought I'd fill you in on that, and that is a plan going forward. Right, let's get down and have a look at this strawberry bed. Right, let's get this net off. Oh, there's quite a lot of weeds in here. Let's have a look at the size of that. Beastie thing. Right, let's have a look at what we've got here. That's quite a big chunk, is that? I'm going to probably split that. There's a few plants in that, but I'm going to get them all out first and then we'll see. Nice weeds there. And there we've got a fresh plant that we could use. So I might just pot a few of these on, keep them in the greenhouse, just in case some of the ones that I move don't take. There's another small one. Right, I'll get this lot out and then I'll come back to you and see where we go. So I've cleared that bed. Now, what I'm probably going to do now is ask for a little bit of advice from you subscribers. I've got this chunk out. It's got a fair old root ball on it. It is one plant with quite a few different shoots coming off it. What I'm going to do, I've got about 5 like that, 6 like that. What I'm going to do is just put them into soak, and then I'm going to wait and see if you guys will drop me some comments in the comments box below and let me know which is the best way to go about this. Am I best off trying to get some smaller plants like that, potting them on in the greenhouse and then waiting until next year and planting them out? Or can I maybe just give this a trim and put it in its in the raised bed where it's going to be growing next year? So hopefully some of you experts out there will be able to give me a hand and let me know. Then what I'm going to do is get the rest of this soil, because it's great soil is this, the rest of this soil up to the top and into the raised bed up there. I'm really taking it easy, emptying this. As I told you through the week, we've been doing the kitchen and we were getting some new flooring, but what I had to do was just repair some of the floorboards, and I did most of it last week, but I left one little patch that I needed to put some board down before they came to lay the cushion floor, and I didn't do it, and they were coming on the Monday. So I got up Monday morning, straight out of bed, straight downstairs to get it sorted out. And you guessed it, I bent down and click went the back, and I was doubled over for a couple of days. Sort of like the last 2 days I've been not too bad. So I'm really taking it easy. I'm not going at it like a bull in a china shop today, because the last thing I want is to be walking around like a 90-year-old. Right, I'll get this up to the top. One morning there, should be right. Well, I think hat can come off now. Seems to be fairing up a little bit. So, got a little bit carried away with myself and forgot to line them out. Well, I'm not emptying them, they can stay as they are. I've done this one. This is from the parsnip bed, so I'm keeping all the same soil, because you've seen the bumper parsnips I get from that. So I'm going to get that in here, add another little bit of sharp sand and some topsoil, and that'll be ready to go again next year. Well, that's the last one. And as I say, I'm just going to put a little bit of sharp sand in here before the growing season. And I'm thinking I might put another one of these raised beds there for the second sowing of parsnips. But I'm going to listen to my body, and I'm going to stop humping this barrow and this soil and start doing something a little bit easier, like getting that shed stripped down. Let's get it done. Right, I'm in the shed, and what I'm going to try and do is get these potato trays down. There's going to be a fair few screws in here, because whenever I put something up, I always put it up to make sure it's going to stay up. So yeah, I'm thinking if I can at least strip these out and get the shell just ready for moving, then I'm going to call it a day, because it's a miserable day. I think I'm going to get myself home and have a couple of beers and watch a bit of sport, and I'll be back down tomorrow and crack on with the rest of the tasks. But no one's going to do it for me. And if I do a little and do it often, I'll get there. And I think I'll just put these over just to cover the edges up. Oh dear. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, leave me to make a little progress, and I'll bring you back and let you know where I've got to. Some great spiders in here. Whoa. Steady on, tiger. Oh, heck. Right, so it's all over by the shouting now. All I've got to do is get those shelves down there. They're put in with a star fixing, so I can't get them out until I bring my little kit down with me tomorrow. But get those off and we're pretty much ready to go. I'll get this stuff out last thing. So that's another job ticked off the list. Well, that's brought me to another end of another video. Managed to achieve everything that I wanted to do today. Got those beds sorted out. Got the shed at least started. It was one of them jobs that. It was one of them where you know you've got to get it done, but you can never get round to starting it. Once you start it, you can crack on. So if I've got the wherewithal tomorrow, I'll try and get that at least flattened. And then that's one thing off my mind. And I can really focus then on getting that bed cleared near the entrance, near the pergola, and then start and get those log stores erected. Well, I'm going to get myself off now. Couple of pints, I think. And there's Leeds United versus QPR on the TV today. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Leeds United can bounce back from that terrible loss against Millwall. They just didn't look as though they had any fire in the belly the other night. So fingers crossed they've got rid of that and they can get back to winning ways. Anyway, enough of football. Right guys, I'll see you next week in the next video. Thank you very much as usual for watching. Thank you again for all those people with those lovely kind comments. Hit the like button if you're watching this to the very end. It'll be much appreciated. But until next time, take care and happy growing.